Audrey Storm. Tough but wounded young ECA soldier. She seeks revenge against Captain Reiner for her fallen comrades, but its powers carried out. Audrey Storm has spent her entire life on the battlefield, born in trenches and raised in secret by a committed young soldier. Storm's mother knew pregnant women were not allowed on the battlefield. Children are a sacred commodity for the ECA, both because of their future faction and in a time of dramatic population reduction, because insurgents are known to roast and eat any newborns they get their hands on. But Storm's mother was devoted to the cause, to winning the war, and refused to retreat from the front. She waged war through her pregnancy, gave birth in the mud, and stayed in the trenches tending to the wounded and sick while raising her daughter. Gave birth in the mud. I'm going to be honest, that woman sounds like more of an idiot than any sort of hero. Hygiene is very important, especially among newborn babes. Giving your birth to your kid in mud is a good idea of getting them killed. Why do so many people think hygiene is what happens to other people? Like, sweet Jesus. Moving on, Audrey Storm may have been wounded by Captain Rainer's attack, but she survived, and she's going to keep on surviving. She's going to carry on her mother's fight until she's the last one standing on this godforsaken planet. Or, she gets killed because of food poisoning. Yeah, one or the other. Lieutenant under Grand Marshal Gottman, McCain is a proven soldier and leader. He's known to be heartless and quick-witted, practical and realistic, never one to let emotion sway his decision-making. It's made him a brutal tactician on the field. But he wasn't always so severe. In the early days of the colony, he was actually something of a goofball, constantly mugging for laughs, and a good friend to Jakob Dabrowski and Grand Marshal Gottman in their youth. Some say there's something more between McCain and Gottman, but if true, it was long ago. He changed as much as Gottman has over the decades. Some say it has something to do with his time stationed at Eagle Peaks before the insurgents recaptured it. For many years, he was working to defend a top-secret ECA weapons program hidden deep in those mountains by a mysterious scientist known to this day only as the Alchemist. Whatever he's witnessed up there, he came back a changed man, with little patience for saving humanity, driven only to win this time war. McCain went missing when the trenches adjacent to Rift Town collapsed during the insurgents' latest attack. But he has not been seen since. He's not going to be seen anymore. He spent too much time mugging and not enough time actually getting to fucking cover. A slightly haunted, questionably level-headed collector of old Earth artifacts, she laments the regression of civilization tries to proclaim evidence of humanity's past glories. Madame Bouvier has collected enough relics to allow her to build her own little museum in Rifttown. Education in ECA territory is typically limited to teachings of the ways of trench warfare, survival in harsh conditions, the maintenance of weapons and gear, marksmanship, tactics, and strategy. Literacy levels up for those born on Enoch are low, with those formally educated on Earth being among the few who can read and write. Madame Bouvier has done her best to amend this by inviting children to her classrooms, teaching them basic literacy and mathematical skills, and instructing them on the history of their ancestors. An important thing, certainly for the kids who are going to dedicate their lives to fighting. Now, they won't really know what they're fighting for, will they? Typical junk seller in Rift Town, but atypically pleasant and friendly. Mr. Chang was protective of a business he struggled to maintain in war. Mr. Chang was murdered in cold blood and at the hands of a tug working for the Hounds. ECA supplies most of the standard equipment to the soldiers, but merchants can provide that extra bit of firepower protection with custom and high. The ECA supplies most of the standard equipment to their soldiers, but merchants can provide that extra bit of firepower protection with custom and higher quality weaponry and armor, at least for those who can afford it. While anyone is free to trade their gear, the ECA tightly controls who's allowed to set up shop within its territory, and is paranoid to prevent another insurgency. Other than that, it's Wild West rules. Weapons in Enoch are as common as bread used to be on Earth. Now, a piece of bread costs a fortune. The merchants have been known to take advantage of the lack of competition by coming together forming cartels and fixed prices. This collusion is why, for some, the Hound's attempts to take over the merchants' businesses is entirely unjustified. A brave and capable merchant, Rifttown, and friend of Mr. Chang's, she was one of the few to resist the Hound's attempts to intimidate merchants control the marketplace. Found her being held by Barker, at the leader of the Hounds. She plunged a knife into Barker's ribs, and helped put an end to his racket. Um, yeah, his name was set. Jakob's always been a scoundrel and a grouch, but there's nobody who'd rather have at your side in battle. Originally from Poland, Jakob lost his parents in the siege of Warsaw and grew up scrounging on the streets. He managed to escape to the States by boat as a young refugee. Uh, uh, I mix and match words. Where he was happy to take up arms as a mercenary as long as he got 3 meals a day. Jakob signed on as mechanic and driver under Jack Tanner, same day you were recruited. Over the next 5 years, you faced combat together more times than you care to count, fighting for whatever country was paying. You and Jakob were the only survivors of a squad airdropped into Venezuela during the fall of Caracas, and managed to extract 3 high-profile assets. After 3 months together in a Syrian camp in '73. Oh, from the sounds of it, did they? The siege of Warsaw, '73. They must be. Which siege of Warsaw? It must have been World War II. Okay. I just imagine it's a future setting. I imagined everyone here will be older, well, born later, you know. But apparently not. Again, the colony ships. There's an 80-year time skip. I can't remember when. What's what. And it's all blurring together. It's anyway. Along with Tanner, you and Jakob survived a copter crash in the Zagros Mountains and walked all the way to Kermanshah. On landing day on Enoch, Jakob is the outrider responsible for driving and maintaining your truck as you secure a perimeter for your first human colony. This will likely be the last time you have to serve together, if all goes according to plan. 31 years after landing on Enoch, you were sent on a mission to find Jakob. 31 years after landing on Enoch, you were sent on a mission to find Jakob, who had been captured by a group of thugs, the Hounds, and rescued him, earning an earful of grumbling and not even a thank you. Jakob has clearly not changed. Jakob has left the life and ideals of the Outriders behind. He is now a crank mechanic under Grand Marshal Sierra Gutman's employ, capable of keeping any set of wheels turning. Jakob nevertheless prefers to laze about and gripe about his predicament from his comfortable cocoon of fatalism. Jakob was pleasantly surprised to find you alive, but has a creeping feeling that this joy will be short-lived. Jake served under Sierra for many years, took notice of her one day when Jane popped off the helmet off an insurgent captain from 200 feet, learning but her rifles aren't in sight. Jane later became a staunch believer in the Haldys plan. She volunteered to accompany him as a bodyguard during his expeditions into hostile territory. Courage, superior skill as a marksman, and stout approach were ideal when infiltrating positions held by insurgents or infestable monsters. During their latest expedition, Jane found you as you emerged from your cryopod after 31 years. She was forced to leave you behind, fearing for Zahad's safety, was ultimately unable to prevent the doctor from getting captured. Oh, well done! Frustrated with herself, and rescuing Zahadi is now of paramount importance to her. What a dramatic outfit. Like, the cape, the shoulders, the cape. One of the few altered fighting on the side of the ECA. Sets massive powers, one of the reasons the ECA still survives. But like the rest of his altered kin, he's unpredictable, unreliable, and not entirely sane. You almost fell victim to when you first encountered him in No Man's Land. It was only his noticing your Outriders uniform that saved you. He appears to hold some respect for the Outriders, long after their myth was tarnished and lost for most. I think I know who he could be. It's hard to tell, obviously, and age seems wrong, but no, it couldn't be. I was waiting for the, I don't know, cliched plot reveal. Remember, his daughter was going to have a kid It's been 31 years. Hard life ages you wickedly, and he's a mutant, so that could be the kid. You know. Look, that's a cliched opening. I'm just putting it out here in case I'm right, because then I can feel happy. A veteran of a veteran of many of Earth's last wars, Tanner roamed the globe as the leader of a highly trained group of mercenaries, lending their services to the highest bidder. As a mercenary captain, Tanner was known for his effectiveness, but notorious for his unorthodox methods. After a great number of the original Outriders died after a great number of the original Outriders died in the Caravel catastrophe, the ECA approached Tanner with a proposition: rebuild the Outriders and employ their ideals to serve as humanity's vanguard. Tanner took the gig and gathered together the best of his team. You're among the first he approached, and he offered you a place at his side among the Outriders. Joining Tanner and the Force is his daughter Sarah, who also happens to be pregnant. She remains in cryostasis. Tanner leads the Outriders on their first mission on Enoch to be the first boots on the ground and secure the planet for 500,000 souls aboard the SM-4s that will follow them down. After several of our fellow Outriders became infected by the strange fungus in the forest, Tanner tried to defuse the situation, called for calm, but was murdered by Sergeant Major Maxwell. I've seen a lot of people kissing the dirt after 83 years. It was 81. Frozen in cryo. Fuck the dirt. Someone point me at the closest titty bar. Can I? Yes! Nice. A tactical specialist? A specialist technician. I can't fucking read. The illiteracy is striking hard today. Cuthbert has been assigned to assist Sierra Gutman in isolating and tracking down the data signatures left behind by the ECA's exploratory probe sent to Enoch's surface. Before she was an outrider, Cuthbert was a getaway driver, late-night bouncer, radio DJ, and anything to keep out of trouble. But trouble always found a way to finding her. She lost both of her parents at the age 12 in San Francisco riots, back when the major utilities were shut down. She managed to survive on her own in one of the refugee camps across the Golden Gate Bridge, when San Francisco had gone dark, torn apart by gangs. It wasn't long before she was a gangbanger herself, and would have died out there if not for Captain Tanner. He saw something in her, and gave her a spot in his brigade, apprenticed her to the tech team. Over the years, Cuthbert's growing technical expertise has gotten you and Yak about several tricky situations where you find yourself caught up in. Cuthbert has had very few friends, but you're one of them. Cuthbert was able to track another distant probe and readings led the Outriders into the forest. She was struck by the cataclysmic storm while trying to escape the forest. You couldn't save her. She died in front of your eyes. There's a lot to read, captains. Among the insurgents who display unique altered-like abilities are promoted to captain are given command of a platoon of soldiers. For most ordinary soldiers facing them, the difference between captain and altered is usually lost on them. Despite what many captains like to claim, they don't quite match up to the power and ferocity of an altered, but there are many more of them and their skills are a significant boon to any who fight alongside them. The captain is assigned to positions that the insurgents seem crucial to hold or attack, as their high resilience and ability to turn even the most spent, hopeless group of soldiers into a formidable force makes him a clear danger. No captain is identical to another, as each brings a different combination of abilities, weapons, and armor to the battlefield. Sometimes I misread words and slot a similar one in. Instead of abilities, I said skills. It's the weirdest form of illiteracy. Obviously, that's a joke. To be clear. I might leave reading more of these till later. Till, I guess, when I come back, because right now it's just like, my face hurts. Ooh. Storm Carrier. Risk assessment of native fauna. I was going with a combination of flora or fauna. ECA report. This giant can often be seen traversing the plains of this valley and is feared by all in the colony. Compared to most other creatures that have shown extreme aggression, some carrier may at first seem indifferent to human presence as it strolls across the valley, trampling anything that happens to lie along its path. If provoked, however, some carrier will rain destruction and annihilate anything that challenges it, even the altered. Although none has dared to scale a storm carrier to take its measurements, calculation of its shadow has revealed an approximate length of 50 meters, and length of 12 meters. Well, this can vary greatly depending on maturity of the animal. Some suspect the storm carrier has a sixth sense, an ability to perceive when an anomaly storm is about to erupt long before it erupts. In the early days, this led many to believe creatures somehow cause or carry storms with them, giving them the moniker of storm carriers. Though their ability to predict storms is a non-proven theory, when storm carriers begin to migrate away from a region, we recommend said region be evacuated immediately. You can hear me, the game, see the game, and indeed recording. 37, 38, 39, 40. Sorry, I'm just paranoid. Yeah, let's get back to playing. And to give this gun a try, let's hit up Bunker Hill once more.
Altered. You're too late.
What happened here?
Just that fucking
Where is he?
at the bunk. I wish.
Bring me that bastard's head.
Time I settle up with this captain. Hope he hasn't forgotten me.
Woo, baby! Oh, nice. It basically covers me in stone. I hope I can upgrade this gun.
Don't let him through! I remember that voice.
It'd be great if we could upgrade guns. Ooh, never noticed this little niche. Woohoo! Taking all comers. Bonk.
Thought I'd have a harder time getting back through.
Getting back through. I don't
Somewhere in here.
get that line. Just getting through should be enough. Getting back through would imply greater. Interesting banner.
Give me all you got.
Hail to the king, baby! Like seriously, this is a good gun. I hope I can just not upgrade from it. I can just keep improving it, because that'd be nice. Golem Rising, that's beautiful. The vampire thing is nice too, but the only thing, excuse me, that will make it better if it is life leech. And actually, this, you know, a little bit him crawling towards his weapon and all this reminds me. There's a bit in Team Fortress comic. Guys like trying to crawl towards his weapon, promising the heavy eternal life. And it's like the heavy just kicks it away and just says, "I don't need to live forever, just long enough to watch you die." It's those comics are brilliant. I would love if they, you know, continued them, finished them off, you know.
What they did to us. I know what you did to me.
I know, part of me feels like that scene kind of...
Outriders always pay what's owed. That soldier will want to see his head for herself.
Actually, one thing, if people die that were altered and like disintegrate, when they die, if they disintegrate, why does his head remain? Why does his head remain? One thing if he stuck it in a stasis jar or something, but, you know. Maybe captains don't disintegrate, I guess. Maybe they aren't altered enough, they're still human enough. But that would mean that beast at the start was heavily altered. And it didn't seem that special. It just seemed rabid. But, whatever, what do I know? You know, to be optimistic about what happened with the other guy, he could have actually brought a squad of the insurgents over to our side. Could have, you know, who knows, the common humanity there, maybe recruited them. But could you really trust them? Maybe they just got right back to trying to kill you. Well, I was there, wouldn't be really much of a threat, but he was probably right, but he could be, in his own way, making things worse.
Altered! Give that.
He paid.
Yeah, it does make sense his head's still
Not
there.
enough. You nuts? Hey,
Yeah, a real good thing. Maybe my dead friends can rest a little easier now.
Weren't they saying I'll get a different gun?
You're nothing like any other altered I know of. Nothing like any outrider I've heard of either.
One of a kind, baby. Alright, let's head back, turn the two things I got in. The historian thing and Terra Infirma, and then we'll head back. No, then we'll call it quits. It is a fun game, and I do plan on getting back to this eventually. I just don't know when. I have a lot to cover, what to do. But yeah, I'll try and get this out to you as soon as I can. But yeah, I'll try and get this back to you as soon as, well, get this out to you as soon as I can. I just need to get a new hard drive so I can actually goddamn render things out. Then I can start slicing things up, and then as soon as I can, I'll slice this up and get it out to you. Probably still a month off, for all I know. But yeah. But then when for continuations, that'll be at a later date. When the game's actually released, when the game's actually released, when my backlog allows. I've got a lot of games to play and a lot of games to come out already in the queue. Don't tell me that's shit. No, 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 that must be stones. The color, it leaves a lot to be desired. But yeah, I've a backlog of stuff already recorded. I have a backlog of stuff to be, that are, to, that I'm, like, currently working on, or that I want to work on. So, I'll be delayed getting to this, basically. But I will come back to it at some stage. It'll just be a good long while before that happens. Apologies, but well, there'll be plenty of other content to come on my channel. So, it's not as if you're not going to get anything for ages. There'll be just other stuff.
You found nothing for me today? I find it hard to believe. Without memories of the past, the future means so little. I remember these. Used to be we thought we was keeping these forever. Generations to come could look at one of these, see our movies, our stories, how we lived and loved. Now, it all may as well never have existed.
Terrestrial trousers, Pathfinder's boots, or Vagrant's hood. 30% critical damage boost when skills active for twisted rounds. Polar blade. Increased duration of inflicted paralysis by 100%. Allies within spear receive a 2% movement boost. Multiplayer only. Go for this. Okay, alright. Not new. Bro, the problem with desperate men is they don't scare easily, not unless you get real creative. Feeding them, giving them a roof, it only makes them lazy. Fear is the only universal motivator. But dying just doesn't scare people like it used to. If I want to outlive these degenerates on here, I gotta play the role they expect of me. Barker, Chief of the Hounds. Lead, Executioner. Blackest of Hearts. I need them more afraid of me than they are of death. I need to haunt their nightmares. But to rule in hell, then to dig ditches up above. I know my people are coming. The insurgent's name is Lev. He was born across Rift Town. Plays the guitar, does a bit of singing. Gets hard to play in whatever the insurgents call a bar, and just have to keep him talking long enough for my people to get here. Before his people do. Maybe I can get him to spill some intel I can bring to the ECA. Problem is, there are others like him down here with us. I really don't have too many bullets left. Lev says we're in this together now, and he's just certain that we would have been pals if somehow this all worked out differently. I don't know what bullshit these people are fed on the other side, but it's the only way things can be. Walked into this mess as enemies, and I'm the only one walking out of this alive. At the very least, I'm taking them all down with me with my last grenade. The others think they hear something, rumbling, shaking. Maybe this rebel has finally decided to bury us.
I find some semblance of consider our grave is already dug.
So Jakob, what do you think the signal is?
Beats me. Just
Oh,
some
nice.
fake hope bullshit for losers who can't accept the world has gone to shit.
I want to hear the moment.
But I guess that's our goddamn mission now. So meet us at my garage when you're ready.
Yeah, I'm waiting for the signal to bite us in the
I'm
ass.
pretty busy right now. What do you need?
Well, I was here to turn in a job, but if you don't want to hear about it...
Your lieutenant's dead.
Tell me he died like a hero.
Sure, if that's what you want to hear. He was a real fucking hero.
Whatever we did, know that this is war, Outrider. All must be forgiven. Until we win.
Are you so sure it's even worth winning anymore?
Ooh, strong twist. While skills active, increase weapons firepower by an additional 15%. Increase spear by 1 meter. Decreases skill cooldown by 20%. Ooh. Slightly lower anomaly power, but...
God help you all when I'm gone. Who the fuck is gonna hold this place together?
Ooh.
What are you standing there for? Keep moving! Only the dead get the day off.
Well, I thought I got a week off. Changing my equipment. For me to do it on the battlefield?
What are you standing there for? Keep moving!
Suck
Only
my
the dead get the
ass!
day off.
Oh, yes. Alright. So that's the end of this. We just get the little... we go over... we can either repeat quests and for no reward. I didn't get any. Or somehow accidentally skipped through it. And I feel really little drive to revisit content. Okay, you could lie to me and call that... say that's a xenomorph. But anyway. Oh, he doesn't have the Outriders signal on this. He stitches that onto most of his stuff. Just mustn't have gotten a chance yet. But anyway, yeah, I'm gonna call this here. I could do more, I could go see what the others are like, but I'm pretty happy with this. This works out pretty good for me. I guess the other guys might be good, the Titan dude might be fun, but I'm actually pretty happy. Like, the Technomancer dude is going to be a sniper, and I really like just running up and shotgunning people, especially with Golem's touch, the Golem shotty. That makes it even better because it covers me in stone for a bit and absorbs a heavy amount of damage, and it refreshes with each kill. Kills also heal me and grant me shielding. It stacks to shit. It's beautiful. So, I sincerely hope you've enjoyed this, and I hope you join me again soon. If there's anything you'd like to tell me, please let me know in the comment section below. But until then, love and peace. But like I was saying, I will try to get this out to you as soon as I can. There will be a delay. Well, this was recorded on the day and then the night thereafter that this was released. It's now gone midnight. It's what, 2 a.m. on Friday, the 26th of February. It's going to take a while for this to come out, but I'll get it out to you as soon as I can. If there's anything you'd like to tell me, please let me know in the comment section below. Oh, no, sorry, I'm defaulting. But I don't know when the base game's being released, but let's say it's sometime this year. I won't be covering it this year. Well, the rest of the game's been... let's say the rest of the game's been released this year. I won't be covering it this year. Next year is doubtful. Year after, maybe. Keep in mind, I'm not saying I won't be playing it this year. I might very well play it on release. But that's not too likely. But regardless of when I play it, I have a ton of other stuff to edit and upload there. I haven't uploaded Halo 2. I don't remember the last shooter I uploaded. I think it might have been Halo 1. I haven't uploaded any Evil Within. I haven't uploaded any Fallout. I haven't uploaded any... what was it? Well, I've done Halo 2, 3, Spartan Ops, Reach, and 4. Basically done all the Master Chief Collection. Oh, actually, I only did a bit of Spartan Ops. Well, oh, DST, that was it. I did like a little bit of Spartan Ops, but I did ODST and Reach and 4 and a bit of Spartan Ops. I did of Evil Within, one's DLC. I did 2. I've done a bit of Fallout 3, some Stalker. I've done a year's worth of Destiny. I've recovered like over a week's worth of footage, and by that I mean solid 7 24-hour periods of footage. So presuming I cut it at 30 minutes a piece, it will end up being a year's worth of footage. Over a year. I've now gone back to Destiny 2. So that will be continuing, though after a break. This game's continuation will come sometime thereafter. I like to release things in order. I've broken from that. I've Divine Divinity coming out sometime in next year. I've Divine Divinity coming out sometime next year. I recorded that a year or 2 ago. 2 ago, 3 ago. I can't remember. I recorded that a good while back. I've also Subterrane to upload and have that come out sometime thereafter that. And that was recorded 2 years ago. Last year just flew. 2020. The Wii. But there's another game I recorded. I was working on it back during the Legion pre-patch. Ancient Space. I can never remember what it's called. I was confused with a similar game, but it was an RTS, but you didn't like establish a base. Your base was on the move, and you spewed out ships as you were going, and the like. It didn't really do it for me. I'm nearly done it, but I just never brought myself to go back to it. That will be coming out at some stage, eventually. I probably should finish it first, so you at least have a full series, so you aren't waiting who knows how long for me to actually get back to it. At least if you can wait who knows how long, at least it'll be done when it's actually releasing. But yeah, I do try and generally release things in order of recording, even if it means jumping between series, just because I know it feels like there's a almost meta continuity between my things. Sometimes I reference things, so there's a meta continuity, and I feel like I should adhere to it as much as I can. Here, I'm acknowledging that, and I'm kind of breaking it, but I feel it'll be more beneficial for my channel to get this out as soon as I can. As soon as I can is too late, really, but still, it's something. Something. I'd like my channel to do well. Make me feel all warm and fuzzy. But anyway, I sincerely hope you've enjoyed this. If there's anything to tell me, please let me know in the comment section below. I will read more of those lore things when I come back. I'll try and read them all. I still have to go back to Witcher and finish reading all the lore entries there. I hurt my throat like a bastard when I read them the last time, and I just never went back to it. I've been meaning to. I've read too much without a drink, so I've read them all 100 and whatever entries in one sitting, and that just did my throat in. But yeah, I need to go back and finish that. I need to actually clear up space on my hard drive. I've far too much footage clogged up here. I've issues getting rid of things. Like, you look at something and you see, like, Witcher 3 Wild Hunt Part 10. And then you see I've uploaded Witcher 3 Wild Hunt Part 10. You see that and it's like, oh yeah, that's fine. I delete the one on my computer. All's good. Not me. No. Due to my OCD and maybe other things. I'll be like, okay, Witcher 3 Wild Hunt Part 10, Witcher 3 Wild Hunt Part 10, Witcher 3 Wild Hunt Part 10. I have to chant this till I piss myself off for each entry. Each entry. Drives me up the wall. And so there's like a few hundred episodes I need to delete there. I can't remember how many. Here, let me switching the game. Ooh, didn't set it up right. The sight around. Okay, good. I can use game capture on it. Guess I didn't need to go with full screen display. Not as much space got taken up there. But anyway, uploaded. How many things are in this folder? I have a backup. I have an external hard drive, not nearly as big as I thought it would be. It's 3 terabytes, but that gets taken up easily. Part. I've also sessions stuck in here. There won't be any more gameplay around. If you're not interested in this little homekeeping, feel free to duck out. But here, I'll give you just an example. There's 79, there's 91. I've still have my Resident Evil footage here. Do mean to get back to that. I've StarCraft 2 Odyssey Part 74. I've StarCraft Bonus Co-op Part 93. 2 different versions of it. I've Stellaris Part 1. All the way up to Part 86. Still got Manor Monster Part 1, 2, 3, and 4. I have my only episode of Super Hot. Promise is a promise. That actually might come out by the time this is released. But anyway, 233 items. Oh, actually, apparently in total... Well, actually, no. Yeah, in total, there's 289. It finally loaded. 289 episodes here that I need to check and go through to make sure they're all uploaded and one didn't get missed. You might think, oh, they're all uploaded. Here's 10 and 15. But 12 and 14 are missing. You know, things just get dropped. And it's annoying. You gotta go through, you gotta check, or you'll end up missing episodes. When I was starting off, I was recording Half-Life 1. I had to go through so much. I had to re-record so much, and it was a pain. I wasn't even getting fucking paid for it. I'm still not getting paid for it. Dedicated years to this. Well, it was my choice. But anyway, and it's not like I'm not getting anything else from it. I do actually find this rather therapeutic. You know? A lot of people, when they're doing this, they put on a mask. They have a persona. TB was saying about that. People saying, oh, that doesn't sound like TB. I can't quite remember how he phrased it. I think it was a little... Not brush. That's not a phrase. Brusque? No, not brusque. Blunt, I guess. Crass. I don't know how you put it. He was like, you don't know me. You know, to me, I put forwards. I try to be as me as I can be. Mainly because I just don't have the energy to try and wear a mask to play a character, you know? To masquerade constantly. I don't have that energy. I have too much going on in my head to, you know, roleplay like that. I'll never be the teacher disciplining the naughty schoolgirl. Too much, you know, too much going on up here. Not that it's a jibe that they're idiots, it's just a... You may hear me randomly grunt or grr, you know, whatever. That's because I'm having fucking flashbacks to some mistake I made like 7 years ago, 10 years ago, 5 seconds ago. You know, I've joked, you know, about that before. You know, I have depression, I have anxiety. You relive fuck-ups of varying magnitudes. I also joke about porn traumatic stress disorder. I'll relive porn that it might have been fine for me in the moment, but fuck it just, I don't know. It flashed before my eyes like the rest of the stuff, and it makes me feel the same fucking way. Oy. But anyway, so yeah, I just wouldn't have the wherewithal to actually play a role like that. So yeah, it ends up filling a nice little social niche for me, you know. But anyway, also beyond those 89 episodes, there, I also have sessions hanging around like a bad smell, that to get rid of old stuff. A while back, I got rid of some older Warframe sessions I recorded in OBS. So I've actually some of that to go edit. But yeah, I got rid of some of them. Like session 10 that I recorded in OBS. I'm not sure what that would work out to, because the initial Warframe stuff was recorded in XSplit, so that would have been a later one. I just called it session 10 to call it something. You know, session 1, session 2, session 3. I just started the count anew. And say if I get rid of all the sessions I have, I start the count anew. But anyway, I sincerely hope you've enjoyed this, and I hope you join me again soon. If there's anything you'd like to tell me, please let me know in the comment section as well. But until then, love and peace, baby.